only saw this man take out a red card from his belt, shout "White Tiger," then throw the card in the air. The post command immediately split, turned into a wooden tiger. The white tiger fiercely bared his fangs and charged around. A man wearing a hat hit him once. White tiger was poisoned. This poison has no effect on humans, but it is extremely effective with the white tiger. The man who created this tiger is an MG? Epis? Armor magic emerged in the spring and autumn warring states period. Ceramic mound. Take wood for flesh. An infinite number of forms can be created at will. Just can create land. Bless the people. Can also be used as a murder weapon. The power is not inferior to the sword. Those who are proficient in enchantment magic are called enchantresses, but the 4 great generals are the oligarchs who destroy the gypsy. Extremely aggressive, without humanity, maybe for a picture, which kills an entire town. This envoy master, fighting with the 4 great generals, only the enemy's number was too much. Very cruel again. The master armorer could only use the ultimate move, use all the strength to create a barrier to prevent the 4 great generals from entering Vusan town. But he himself also suffered the side effects of this magic. Life is hard to keep. His son looked at the 4 great generals outside the city. The seed of vengeance slowly sprouted in the boy's heart. A dark night of 10 years later, the evil on the gypsy gathered enough, waiting for the 4 great generals to appear. At this time a young man pretended to be a beggar, unsteadily holding a wooden bowl. He went out the door, gently throw the bowl away. This wooden bowl instantly turns into a wooden bell. But in the house, a bronze bell fell from the sky. Lock a villain inside. Types of organs in the operation room. Fight for the wicked who can't keep up. Not even a chance to fight back. For the time being, these villain. Falling on the floor, the young beggar went in to examine the situation. After confirming all fell, then take a wooden bird and leave. His name is Du Fongba, as an armor master. The next day was just morning. Receive a report. Female tonic at the beginning of the week. Jiang and Lak, bring a group of people to the crime scene. Jiang and Lak is a young girl. Work very quickly and decisively. Very brainy. The bodyguard is also not average. Lightly tap the food. Was able to use a stone to cut off the thief's hand. Go to the scene. About a dozen bodies were scattered in the room. This scene reeked of blood. The police who saw this image was also nauseated. Only Jiang and Lak's face remained unchanged. Pick up a piece of card. Close her eyes and reminisce about yesterday. At this time, in the copper bell came a cry for help. Jiang and Lak used his foot to kick the bronze bell. The wicked stammer. Kneel on the ground and pray. Shout out the killer is the 4 great generals. Jiang and Lak based on the clues. Go to Du Fongba's house. As soon as she entered the door, she caught sight of Du Fongba's untidy clothes. Close your eyes and fight the enemy. In Du Fongba's house there are also countless agencies. Can help Du Fongba escape the attack of Jiang and Lak. He also doesn't care about his image. Let the wooden bird take me away. Jiang and Lak is not willing to be weak. Use the airship to chase behind. These birds are certainly not simple. Not only can talk, steal people fly into the sky, can also shoot projectiles like beanstalks. In the game Zombie, the wooden bird brought Du Fongba across the street. At this time, Jiang and Lak also chased after him. When Jiang and Lak was about to escort him back, Duongden's subordinate ran to report. In the woods outside the city, a pile of bodies was discovered. So Jiang and Lak brought Du Fongba and ran over. The 3 went to an abandoned house in the woods. The room was full of swords. Jiang and Lak is going up to check. These swords moved. Fly towards the 3. A man flew out from behind the house. It is Tia Huan Du, one of the 4 great generals. Jiang and Lak immediately entered combat mode, but clearly cannot defeat the enemy. Jiang and Lak used all his strength to buy time for Tia Huan Du. Ordered Duongden to go inside to collect evidence. Du Fongba hides behind the support tree. Using armor magic helps Jiang and Lak to stop the enemy, sending wooden birds to protect Duongden's safety. Duongden just entered the house. It's all human bones and organs. Immediately made him nauseous. But Jiang and Lak on this side is also trying to resist. Fortunately, there is Du Fongba to help. Just reluctant to cope, Tia Huan Du saw him alone. Can't beat the 2 opposites. Just turned around and went inside the house. Jiang and Lak is worried about Duongden's safety. Want to chase. The house immediately exploded, turned into a pile of ruins. When Jiang and Lak thought that Duongden had heroically sacrificed, the enemy had crawled out of the ruins. Because Du Fongba also understands the story of the 4 great generals, Jiang and Lak immediately clung to him. Du Fongba is also forthright. Last night he designed the agency, defeat those villains, but absolutely no murder. Du Fongba this time served the master's orders down the mountain, capture the 4 great generals, the people he knocked out last night, just because of the 4 great generals out. Either way, they just went through life and death together. The enemy also saved a life. Jiang and Lak believe the words of the other party. After listening to Du Fongba finish speaking, Jiang and Lak feels that there is something unusual in this. It was not Dufangba that lured the 4 great generals out. It is the 4 great generals who designed the battle in the battle. Want to lure Dufangba out? Dufangba took out the wooden bird, follow the handkerchief found in the forest, look for scents on the road, go to a desolate haunted house. The two searched until the evening and could not find any useful clues. Was about to return. The big door suddenly closed. The room was immediately filled with blue light. Jiang Anlak is infected with blue light, feeling cold all over. Dufangba can see that this is cold poison. Immediately take Jiang Anlak out. Just got to the field. A vines immediately crawled behind him, drag him into the house. Jiang Anlak quickly chased into the house. Fortunately, Dufangba is okay. Something after he stood up, suddenly hugged Jiang Anlak in an unusual way. Jiang Anlak was a little shy at first, but the next paper immediately blew him away. It turns out that this Dufangba is fake. Feng Tunuang is one of the 4 great generals. At this time, Jiang Anlak had guessed the whole process of the case. All of them are Feng Tunuang alone, painting for Tia Huandu. While they were investigating Tia Huandu, find an opportunity to steal the treasure map on Tia Huandu's body. See the truth revealed. Feng Tunuang also no longer disguises, create illusions, fighting with Jiang Anlak. Although at first, Jiang Anlak lost his advantage, the body was poisoned again, but not to be outdone by her. Finally, the illusion of Feng Tunuang was destroyed. Injury to the body. After breaking the illusion, Jiang Anlak now discovered that Dufangba had been arrested. Next to it was a monk. Taoist and Feng Tunuang are husband and wife, also one of the members of the 4 great generals. But how did they get into Vosen town? The 4 great generals have found a way to remove the travel ban on people. Finally, they know they have to lose one person. Feng Tunuang and the Taoist monk soon became a husband and wife. Of course they won't kill each other. 2 associates, taking advantage of Tia Huandu to kill a man wearing a hat, then poison with Tia Huandu. Now steal the treasure map in the hands of Tia Huandu. If it wasn't for Jiang Anlak to intervene, maybe the 2 of you got the treasure. While hanging out with some people, Duong then suddenly flew down from the sky, directly killed the Taoist. This caused everyone to lose their hands. At this time, Duong then seemed to have turned into a different person. Killing the Taoist was not enough. He also wanted to kill Feng Tunuang. Jiang Anlak promptly stopped him. Feng Tunuang saw that he had lost his advantage. No more pointless fighting. Actively hand over the treasure map. But the story is not over yet. Evening, Feng Tunuang was locked up. The teacher of Jiang Anlak and Feng Tunuang died tragically. L? NG? C. Deputy Director Jiang Anlak has full authority to investigate this case. At the same time, suspect Dufangba, Jiang Anlak discovered that there was an unusual scratch on Longuduk's hand. She believes that Longuduk cannot escape being involved in this case. Jiang Anlak found Dufangba, invite him to investigate Longuduk together. They sneaked into Longuduk's house, discover a secret room. In the secret room there were coffins. On the table there is also a treasure map that Feng Tunuang handed over. Only now do they know, Longuduk is the 4th villain. 2 people base the treasure map, find a cliff. Under the cliff is the wide sea, have to jump down to find Longuduk. But the wooden bird of Dufangba lost its effect because of the magnetic field, can only bet their life. When the 2 of them were hesitating, Duong then ran out of the forest. The 2 of them understood it all now. Duong then is actually the son of the armor master who was killed by 4 great generals, Tia Huandu, Taoist, Feng Tunuang and teacher of Jiang Anlak. They were all killed by him. This action is to avenge his father. Duong then finished speaking, just jumped down the cliff. Dufangba and Jiang Anlak quickly chased after them, rely on high martial arts, safe grounding. After landing, 2 people based on the treasure map found a cave. In the cave there is a body. At this time, Longuduk appeared, manipulate the rope in his hand, up the bodies. Dufangba was attacked by 2 people. When Jiang Anlak was about to stand no longer, Dufangba released the wooden bird to pick the rope. The 2 took the opportunity to run away. Longuduk immediately chased after him, forced 2 people to have no way back. Jiang Anlak only had to risk his life to go up, but in the end, not his opponent. Dufangba doesn't want to be a turtle anymore, manipulating wooden birds to protect Jiang Anlak, take out a grenade and want to die together with Longuduk. The wood bird now stopped him. The wood bird immediately leveled up, turn into a falcon, attack Longuduk, ignore Longuduk to shoot poison, still entering his body, die with him. The wooden bird knight has died. Each component fell to the ground. Dufangba does not accept the sacrifice of wooden birds, vomiting a mouthful of fresh blood, fainted in the arms of Jiang Anlak. This is a web drama this year. The topic of a Chinese craft. The topic is very new, but the quality is not up to the effect. In addition to cheap tricks, the film's logic also doesn't make sense. There are many shortcomings. The biggest highlight of the film is the male and female lead. Today's video ends here. If you seen a good review, hope you all like and comment. Remember to follow again. See you next week.